What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today I'll be going over my re-scape of the 75-gallon aquarium that I have. That's this one right here. So recently, as in earlier today, I did an water change on this, and while I had the water level down and I could mess around in the tank, I decided to re-scape it because I didn't really like the way it looked. All the rocks were on the bottom of the aquarium, and it looked really bad. All the live rock I had was down, sitting there at the bottom, and all the structures were coming up from the bottom. And I didn't really like that feel, so I went and I tried to scape it with some rounder areas and just give it a more open ocean area, give the fish some room to swim, yet still have some places to hide. Rather than just the benthic reef type that it was before. I really like the look of this. Hope you guys do too, but I don't really care if you guys like it or not, honestly. And yeah, I think the fish like it, so let's go ahead and reveal it. So this half of it has been like this. It's I have a little arch in this cave right here. So the fish can swim in and out from underneath there. I don't know where it went. My blue tang, there he is. My blue tang likes to swim sideways and hide right under there. I have some sponges on this rock that decided to grow there. I have this little structure right here, but this stuff is mostly unchanged. Onto the rest of the tank, however, that has changed quite a bit. So this spot over here, we have all the fish swimming around. They don't know where they are. But right here I have this little outcropping. So that's just coming straight out from the back right there, and it's just bringing it forward. And what I've done right here is I have a little, like some sort of circle. And it just feels very open. There's all sorts of little cracks and crevices in the bottom for fish and any inverts and stuff that I get to hide in. I've placed this one rock directly in the center here, just because I felt that it kind of brought all of this together. Without it, it just looked too open. There was nowhere for anything to go without being strictly in the open. So I took this piece right here and just, placed it in the middle like that. So a little bit of the tour here. I have this piece of live rock. It's covered with algae, as you can see. That's why it's kind of purplish. But I like the way it looks. And then coming around the side here, behind it we have, as you can see from the distance of the rocks, we have maybe 2-3 inches of space back here for the fish to go. And this rock right here is probably one of my favorites. It was, before I had this, the previous scape I had in here had right there were all the rocks that were there were branched up from there, so it was like a little, outline it like that, and it was really cool. But the rocks were placed wrong. I had put the pieces like that one that had looked like corals, I had placed them upside down or sideways, and they didn't look good at all. So I wanted to make it look like a more natural, maybe top of the ocean style reef where there's, a little bit less of the sand bed for them to go on because there's not as much of a bottom. And I think I accomplished that pretty well. They can swim around now. It looks, from back a ways, it looks like it's a drop off. So here's, there would be the back of the reef, and then it just goes down and plummets to the ocean floor, which in this case is right there. So that's how that is. As you can see, my damsel just swam out from there and is swimming around enjoying this. My hermit crab, I only have one in here, get out of the way, is right there, just chilling on that rock. That's what he's been doing. I had to move the rock with him on it. So yeah, my eventual plans for this tank are to get a couple of peppermint cleaner shrimp, and And I feel like they will probably, I'm going to introduce some on this side and some on this side, because I know from personal experience they don't move, they'll pick a rock and then they won't move a whole lot. But the way I've laid this tank out, there's quite a few spaces where they could, you know, that's a nice little crevice right there. They could probably get up under this rock and enjoy it. Or they could rest under those, where the fish tend to be. Or even right here is a really good spot. There's a whole bunch of holes in this section of live rock, and it's pretty porous. And then, of course, there's always this cave here. I'm going to leave that because the clownfish love it. They're comfortable. As far as future plans for this tank go, now that I have this scape in here, I want to try and get a few soft corals to put right over there, because I feel like the clownfish will enjoy that. You know, clownfish like anemones and soft corals to hide in. I feel like they'll like that. I would love to get a little bit more, just a tiny bit more live rock and build up this section in the middle right here one more time. You know, maybe 2-3 pieces of rock. But as you can see there, if the damsel would get out of the way, there's a couple of sponges that have decided to form, and they're on, you know, they're on everything in this tank. They're there. They're on this rock in the back here that I actually placed. I can give you a better view of it by just lifting up the cover here and showing you down in there. So they're placed down right there, and that's you know, that rock was covered with sponges just this morning when I rearranged it. So there's plenty of opportunities. As far as what I want to do, I want to make more of a cave right there, while still keeping the circular pattern with this rock in the middle. But yeah, maybe some hard corals, like some, I don't really know, maybe some hard corals or something. This rock right here wouldn't look bad with some hard corals, or this whole rock area right there would also not look bad. The only other thing that I could think of wanting to do is adding a couple more benthic creatures. I know I'm trying to go for an open ocean feel, but I love the way they look. They add a whole bunch of color, a whole bunch of activity to the aquarium. So I was thinking it would be a very good idea to add, maybe if I could find an adult goby, something like that. I'd love to add maybe like a lionfish or something. I'm not sure if it's compatible with the current fishes that I have in here, but I wouldn't hate that. Maybe add some more interesting color fish, or if I want to add, you know, some other fish I might want to add or consider adding. I have one pajama cardinal now. He was a donation. He wasn't doing so well in his tank, so I took him. And he's doing fine now, but cardinal fish as a whole tend to like to school with each other. So I think it'd be cool to get a couple more pajama cardinals. Yeah, that's all I have for this. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.